shadows are voices that urge me to stay. So I pause and I wait and I listen for one more sound, for one more lovely thing that the hills might say. The hills are alive with the sound of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000 years. The hills fill my heart with the sound of music. My heart wants to sing every song it hears. My heart wants to beat like the wings of a bird that rise from the lake to the trees. My heart wants to sigh like a chime that flies from a church on a breeze, to laugh like a brook when it trips and falls over stones in its way, to sing through the night like a lark who is learning to pray. I go to the hills when my heart is lonely. I know I will hear what I've heard before. My heart will be blessed with the sound of music, and I'll sing once more. Oh, I think we should be pleased with our efforts. Out of 28 postulants, 16 or 17 are ready to enter the novitiate. Now let's consider the doubtful ones again. There's Ermengarde.
Reverend Mother, there is no doubt about Ermengarde. The religious life is no place for the pious.
You mean the pretentiously pious Sister Berta? There's Christina. And there's Maria.
Well, after last night, I don't think there can be any doubt in the Reverend Mother's mind about Maria.
I gave her permission to leave the Abbey for the day.
I told you, Sister Berta.
Abbey.
Reverend Mother, I brought Maria. She's waiting.
Sister Sophia, the mistress of the postulants and the mistress of the novices do not see eye to eye about Maria. How do you feel about her?
Oh, I love her very dearly. But she always seems to be in trouble, doesn't she?
Exactly what I say. She climbs a tree and scrapes her knee. Her dress has got a tear.
She dances all the way to mass and whistles on the stair.
And underneath her wimple she has colors in her hair.
I mean, birds are singing in the air.
She's always late for chapel.
But her penitence is real.
She's always late for everything except for every meal. I hate to have to say it, but I very firmly Susanna.
She's a darling.
She's a demon.
She's a lamb.
She'll pest her and her pets and drive her warning from its nest.
She could throw a whirling dervish out of world.
She is gentle, she is wild.
She's a widow, she's a child.
She's a honey.
She's an angel.
She's a girl.
How do you solve a problem like Maria? How do you catch a cloud and pin it down? How do you find a word that means Maria? I'll never teach you in the way.
A clown.
Many a thing you know you'd like to tell her. Many a thing she ought to understand.
But how do you make her stay?
Now listen to all you say.
How do you keep a wave upon the sand? Oh, how do you solve a problem like Maria? How do you hold on for me in your hand?
Mother, may I just... Now, my children, I think I should talk to Maria instead of about her. I am grateful to you all. Abbey. Come sit down, Maria. I want to talk to you.
Yes, I don't know where about last night. I was on my knees praying most of the night because I was late. After you'd been so kind, you'd given me permission to leave.
It wasn't about your being late, Maria.
I must have awakened half the Abbey before Sister Margaretta heard me and opened the gate.
Very few of us were asleep, Maria. We could only have thought you had lost your way, and to be lost at night on that mountain.
Reverend Mother, I could never be lost on that mountain. That's my mountain. It was that mountain that brought me to you.
Oh,
When I was a little girl, I used to come down from the mountain and climb a tree and look over into your garden. I'd see the sisters at work and sing on their way to Vespers. Sometimes I'd go up the mountain in the dark, singing all the way. And that brings me to another transgression. I was singing today. I was singing without your permission.
it is only here in the Abbey that there is a rule about singing, Maria.
But I can't stop singing wherever I am. And what's worse, I can't stop saying anything. What I think, what I feel.
Some people would call that honesty.
But it's terrible. You know how Sister Berta makes me kiss the floor after we've had a disagreement. Well, lately I've taken to kissing the floor when I see her coming, just to save time.
Oh, Maria, in spite of what you saw on the Abbey wall, you were not prepared for the way we live, were you?
No, Mother, but I pray and I try.
Tell me, Maria, what is the most important lesson you've learned here?
To find what is the will of God and do it,
Even if it is hard to accept.
even then.
Maria, the dress you wore when you came to us, is that still in the robing room?
Why, no, Reverend Mother. I'm sure it's been given to the poor. Sister Margaretta said when we enter the Abbey, all of our worldly clothes are... Reverend Mother, why do you ask?
Maria, it seems to be the will of God that you leave us.
Leave? Leave here? No,
For
Reverend
what?
Mother,
Oh,
please.
Maria.
This is what I want. This is my
But
life.
are you ready for it? Perhaps if you go out into the world again for some time, you will return to us knowing what we expect of you, and that we do expect it.
But I do know what you expect, and I do it, I promise.
Maria,
If it is God's will.
there is a family near Salzburg that needs a governess until September,
Until September?
to take care of 7 children.
7 children?
You do like children, Maria.
Well, yes, but 7?
I'll tell the Captain von Trapp to expect you tomorrow.
Captain?
A retired officer of the Imperial Navy, a fine man and a brave one. His wife died several years ago, leaving him alone with the children. And I understand he has had a difficult time keeping a governess there.
Why difficult, Reverend Mother?
The Lord will show you in his own good time.
What will this day be like? I wonder. What will my future be? I wonder. It could be so exciting to be out in the world, to be free. My heart should be wildly rejoicing. Oh, what's the matter with me? I've always longed for adventure, to do the things I've never did. Now here I'm facing adventure, and why am I so scared? A captain with 7 children, what's so fearsome about that? Oh, I must stop these doubts, all these worries. If I don't, I just know I'll turn back. I must dream of the things I am seeking. I am seeking the courage I lack. The courage to serve them with reliance. Face my mistakes without defiance. Show them I'm worthy, and while I show them, I'll show me. So let them bring on all their problems. I'll do better than my best. I have confidence they'll put me to the test. They'll have to agree. I have confidence in me. Somehow I will impress them. I will be firm but kind. And all those children, heaven bless them, they will look up to me and mind me. With each step I am more certain everything will turn out fine. I have confidence the world can all be mine. They'll have to agree. I have confidence in me. I have confidence in sunshine. I have confidence in rain. I have confidence that spring will come again. Beside my tears, I have confidence in me. Strength doesn't lie in numbers. Strength doesn't lie in wealth. Strength lies in nights of peaceful slumbers. When you wake up, it's heavy. All I trust, I leave my heart to. All I trust becomes my own. I have confidence in confidence alone. Oh, help. I have confidence in confidence alone. This that which you see, I have confidence in me.
Yes, sir? I whistled for the housekeeper and she didn't answer. Do you know why?
Sometimes she doesn't hear it, sir.
I'm sorry, sir. I was answering the telephone. Good day, sir. We're happy to have you home again.
Why did the last governess leave?
Who knows? She just said, I've had enough of this, and walked out.
Was Louisa playing tricks again? Putting toads in her bed?
She didn't complain of that, sir.
Well, there's another one coming today, and this one can't walk out.
Oh?
She's coming from Naumburg Abbey with orders to stay until September.
I hope you'll be at home for some time, sir.
Just until tomorrow. The telephone call, was it for me?
No, sir. It was for friends. Before you arrived, there was a call from Vienna. A Frau Schrader. I have the number for you in the pantry.
I know the number. Oh, I'll be back in about a month with some guests.
Yes, sir. Do you know how many, sir?
Just two. Herr Detweiler
Ah, Herr Detweiler.
and Frau Schrader.
So who is it that wanted me on the telephone?
It was the post office. They've got a telegram for you. It will be delivered at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock? That gives me 5 hours to be nervous.
With that scatterbrain boy delivering telegrams.
Well, that's one thing that people are saying. If the Germans did take over Austria, we'd have efficiency.
Don't let the captain hear you say that. He didn't whistle for us when his wife was alive.
Oh, he's just being the captain of a ship again.
I can't stand being whistled for. It's humiliating.
In the Imperial Navy, the bosun always whistled for us.
But I wasn't in the Imperial Navy.
Too bad. You could have made a fortune. You will wait here.
I am Captain Von Trapp, your Fräulein...
Maria Rayner.
Why do you stare at me that way?
You don't look like a sea captain at all.
And you don't look much like a governess. Turn around, please.
What?
Turn. Hat off. It's the dress. You'll have to put on a new one before you meet the children.
I don't have another one. When we enter the Abbey, all our worldly clothes are given to the poor.
And what about this one?
The poor didn't want this one. If I'd had time, I would have made my own dress. I could make my own clothes.
Well, I'll see to it that you get some new material. Today, if possible. Now, Fräulein, I don't know how much the Mother Abbess has told you.
Not much.
You are the 12th in a long line of governesses who have come to look after my children since their mother died. I trust you will be an improvement on the last one. She stayed only 2 hours.
What's wrong with the children, sir?
There's nothing wrong with the children. Only the governesses. They cannot maintain discipline, and without it, this house cannot be properly run. I ask you to remember that, Fräulein.
Yes, sir.
Each morning you will drill them in their studies. I will not allow my children to dream away their summer holiday. Each afternoon they will march about the grounds, breathing deeply. Bedtimes are to be strictly observed, no exceptions.
Excuse me, sir, but when do they play?
I am placing you in charge and making sure my children conduct themselves with the utmost orderliness and decorum. I am placing you in command.
Yes, sir.
This is your new governess, Fräulein Maria. When I call your signal, you will step forward and state your name. You, Fräulein, will listen, so you can learn their signals and call them when you want them.
Liesel.
Friedrich. Louisa.
Kurt.
Brigitte. Marta.
Gretel. Now, Fräulein, let's see how well you listen.
I won't have to whistle for them, Reverend Captain. What I mean is, I'll be with them all the time.
Not on all occasions. This is a large house and a large estate. They've been taught only to come when they've been whistled for. Now, Fräulein, when I want you, this is what you'll hear.
You won't have to bother, sir, because I couldn't answer to a whistle.
That's nonsense. Everyone in this house answers to a whistle. I'll show you.
Yes, sir?
This is my orderly, my butler, Fräulein Maria.
Yes, sir.
This is the executive officer, Frau Schmidt. I trust that Fräulein's room is ready.
Yes, sir.
I shall now leave you with the children. You are in command.
I don't know how to call you.
You may call me Captain.
Thank you, Captain. I forgot to return this, Captain. I won't be needing it, Captain. At ease. Well, now that it's just us, could you tell me a bit more about yourselves? Your name and how old you are? Now,
I'm Liesel. I'm 16 years old, and I don't need a governess.
Well, I'm glad you told me. We'll just be friends.
I'm Friedrich. I'm 14 years old, and I'm impossible.
Impossible! Who told you that?
Frau Schweiger, 4 governesses ago.
I'm Brigitte.
You didn't tell me how old you are, Louisa.
I'm Brigitte. She's Louisa. She's 13 years old, and you're smart. I'm 9, and I think your dress is the ugliest one I've ever saw.
Brigitte, you must have...
Why not? Don't you think it's ugly?
If I did think so, I wouldn't say so. I'm Kurt. I'm 11, almost.
That's a nice age to be, 11 almost.
I'm Marta. I'm turning 7 on Tuesday, and I want to be Parasol.
Pink's my favorite color, too. And you're Gretel. I'm going to tell you something. I've never been a governess before.
You mean you don't know anything about being a governess?
No.
Well, the first thing you have to do is tell Father to mind his own business.
No, Louisa, don't. I like her.
What's in here?
Oh, that's my guitar.
What did you bring this for?
Well, it's for when we all sing together.
We don't sing.
Well, of course you sing. Everybody sings. Now, what songs do you know?
We don't know any songs.
You don't?
No.
Well, I know where to start. I'm going to teach you how to sing. Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. When you read, you begin with
A, B, C.
When you sing, you begin with do, re, mi. Do, re, mi. The first 3 notes just happen to be do, re, mi.
Do, re, mi.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Come, I'll make it easy for you. Listen. Do, a deer, a female deer. Re, a drop of golden sun. Mi, a name I call myself. Fa, a long, long way to run. So, a needle pulling thread. La, a note to follow sure. T, a drink of jam and bread. That will bring us back to do, oh, oh, oh.
Do,
A deer, a female deer.
re.
A drop of golden sun. have these notes in our head, we can sing a million different tunes.
How?
By mixing it up. Listen. So, do, la, fa, mi, do, re. Now you try.
So, do, la, fa, mi, do, re.
So, do, la, ti, do, re, do.
So, do, la, ti, do, re, do.
Try it all together and so, do, la, fa, mi, do, re. So, do, la, ti, do, re, do.
But it doesn't mean anything.
Well, that's when we add in words, one for every note. When you know the notes to sing, you can sing most anything.
You said one word for every note.
Yes, Brigitte, I did.
Anything. You're using three notes on one word.
Well, yes, that's right. Well, sometimes we do that. All together and when you know the notes to sing, you can sing most anything. Do, a deer, a female deer, ray, a drop of golden sun, me, a name I call myself, fa, a love one way to run. So, a needle pulling thread, love, a note to follow soul, tea, a drink of German bread, that will bring us back to dawn.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, fa, sol, re, do, so, so, re, fa, fa, ti, ti, do, so, so, re, fa, ti, ti, do, so, so, re, fa, ti, ti, so, so, re, fa, ti, ti,
You can sing who's anything. Do, a deer, a female deer, ray, a drop of golden sun, be a name I call myself, fa, a long, long way to run. So, a needle pulling thread, and to follow tea, German bread, that will bring us back to dawn, that will bring us back to do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So do.
Good night, Ralph.
Diesel,
Yes?
you don't have to say goodnight just because your father's home.
How did you know Father was home?
Oh, I have a way of knowing things.
You're wonderful.
Oh, no, I'm not, really.
Well, yes, you are. I mean, how did you know that you would be here just at this time tonight with a telegram for Franz?
Well, every year on this date, he always gets a birthday telegram from his sister.
You see, you are wonderful.
Can I come again tomorrow night?
Ralph, you can't be sure to have another telegram to deliver here tomorrow night.
I could come here by mistake with a telegram for Colonel Schneider. He's here from Berlin. He's staying with the Gauleiter, but no one's supposed to know he's here. Don't tell your father.
Why not?
Well, your father's pretty Austrian.
We're all Austrian.
Some people think we ought to be German. They're pretty mad at those who don't think so. They're getting ready to... Well, let's hope your father doesn't get into any trouble.
Don't worry about Father. He was decorated for bravery.
I know. I don't worry about him. The only one I worry about is his daughter.
Me? Why?
How old are you, Liesel?
16. What's wrong with that?
You wait, little girl, on an empty stage, for fate to turn the light on. Your life, little girl, is an empty page that men will want to write on.
To ride on.
You are 16, going on 17, baby, it's time to think. Better beware, be canny and careful, baby, you're on the brink. You are 16, going on 17, fellows will fall in line. Eager young lads and runaways and cats will offer you food and wine. Totally unprepared are you to face a world of men. Timid and shy and scared are you of things beyond your care. You need someone older and wiser telling you what to do. I am 17, going on 18. I'll take care of you.
Fräulein Maria. Fräulein Maria, it's Frau Schmidt.
I'm getting ready for bed.
The captain is leaving for Vienna tomorrow. I have the material he ordered for a new dress for you.
Oh, how nice of him. Before it's made, it's the prettiest dress I've ever had. I hope the captain will like it, because I'm going to ask him for more material.
More?
Oh, not for me, for the children, for play clothes.
The Von Trapp children never play.
But they have to play. They have to roll in the grass, climb trees. Think of all the rocks
The
and
captain
caves.
says the best exercise is marching. The children will continue to march. I hope you find your room comfortable.
Yes, thank you.
There will be new curtains for the window. They'll be hung tomorrow.
But these curtains are good.
There will be new curtains.
Will the captain be away long?
I don't know. Of course, he has to come home every time he hires a new governess. I sometimes think the children get rid of their governesses just because they want to see their father.
He must want to see them too.
Since his wife died, they remind him too much of her. You can put that away, you won't be using it.
Why not?
The captain won't have music here,
He won't have music?
and he used to love music. There were wonderful evenings here. His wife would sing, and he would play the violin or the guitar. But now he shut all that out of his life.
So that's why he's the way he is. But it's wrong not to have music. It's wrong for him and wrong for the children too.
It will work out. The captain may marry again before the summer is over.
That would change everything. They'd have a mother again.
It's going to rain. You better close that window. Good night.
Dear God, I know now that you've sent me here on a mission. I must help these children love their new mother and make sure she will never want to leave them again. I pray this become a happy family in thy sight. God bless the captain, Liesel, Friedrich, Brigitte, Martha, and little Gretel. And what's his name? Well, God bless what's his name. God bless Reverend Mother, Sister Margareta, and everyone at Nürnberg Abbey. And now, dear God, about Liesel.
Are you going to tell on me?
Help her to know that I am understanding, that I am her friend, and help me to guide her footsteps. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen.
I was out taking a walk, and somebody locked the doors earlier than usual, and I didn't want to wake everybody up, so when I saw your window open... Are you going to tell Father?
Did you climb that trellis to get up here?
That's how we always got into this room, to play tricks on the governess. Louisa can climb it with a toad in her hand.
Liesel, were you out walking by yourself? You know, if we wash that dress tonight, no one will know the difference tomorrow. Then it would be between you and me. Here, put this robe on. Take your dress in the bathroom and let it soak in the bathtub. Then come out here and we'll have a nice talk.
I told you today I didn't need a governess. Well, maybe I do.
Gretel, it's you. You're not afraid of the thunder, are you? You're not afraid of a little storm, are you? Where are the others?
They're asleep. They're not afraid. Wait for me!
Oh no? Look. Come on, everyone, up on the bed. Now all we have to do is wait for the boys.
We won't see them. Boys are brave.
You boys aren't frightened, are you?
Oh no, we just want to make sure you weren't.
Friedrich, was this your idea?
Oh no, it was Kurt's.
Kurt, that's the one I forgot. God bless Kurt.
Why does it do that?
Well, the lightning says something to the thunder, and the thunder answers back.
Well, I wish it wouldn't answer back so loud.
Well, when I'm scared, I just think of something nice.
Like what?
Well, raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens,
Bright copper kettles and wool and mittens,
brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things.
Colored ponies and
doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with hooves.
Wild Christmas fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things.
when the dog bites.
When the bee stings,
When I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so
Franz, did you tell Herr Detweiler I've been coffee out here?
Yes, sir. He's on the telephone.
Oh, thank you.
No sign of the children, Franz.
Not yet, sir.
Okay, oh, those mountains. They're magnificent.
Yes, they're not like any other mountains. They're friendly. Look, do you see that green stretch of woods down there? When the wind blows through, it's like a restless sea.
That sweet little village.
That's not a village, that's a tower.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt its feelings.
It's fun being with you. You're quite an experience for me.
You're quite an experience for me, too. Someone you is a fascinating man. Occasionally I catch a glimpse of him, and when I do, he's exciting.
Exciting? I've never been called exciting before.
I'm beginning to understand you better now that I see you here. You know, you're a little like those mountains. Since you keep moving, how can you be away from this place as much as you are?
Well, maybe I've been looking for a reason to come back here to stay.
Oh, I do hope that's why I come to Vienna so often, or were there other distractions there?
I'd hardly call you a mere distraction.
Well, what would you call me, Georg?
Lovely, charming, witty, the perfect hostess. You're going to hate me for this, but my savior.
Oh, how unromantic.
Well, what kind of ungrateful wretch would I be if I didn't tell you at least once that you brought some meaning back into my life?
Oh, I am amazing, I suppose. I do have the finest career in Vienna, and the most glittering circle of friends. But take all that away, and you just have wealthy, unattached little me, searching, just like you.
Max can't still be on the telephone. I know he's desperate to get singers for the Karlsberg Festival, but... You like it here?
Oh, we'd have to go back to Vienna. I've handed the state to look after.
I thought that was a corporation now.
It is, and I'm president.
You president of a corporation?
After all, I managed Heinrich's affairs for many years before he died.
I just can't see you sitting behind a desk.
Well, of course, our business suit and I smoke a big cigar.
Excuse me. Herr Detweiler would like his coffee now.
Well, he's telephoning.
He's just finished.
It's a lovely day, isn't it?
It's lovely. Where's Max?
No.
You should be coming along.
Sorry I took so long.
Any luck?
How would you like this for the Karlsberg Festival? The finest choral group in all of Austria. The greatest mixed quartet. in all of Europe, and the best soprano in the world.
Max, that's something I'd love to hear.
So would I. But all I've got up to now is a basso isn't even profound.
Max, you always come up with a wonderful festival concert.
And why? Because my motto is, never start out looking for people you're going to end up with. That's why I've been calling all over. London, Rome, Stockholm, Paris.
Okay,
Well, of course. Why am I here? How can I afford it?
I hope it was because you liked me.
Well, of course I like you. Why shouldn't I like you? You live like a king. You have a fine wine cellar.
Max!
What? I like rich people. I like how rich people live. I like how I live when I'm with rich people. Georg, is there a cathedral around here?
Yes, that's our Abbey. Nürnberg Abbey.
Do they have a choir?
Oh, yes, a beautiful one.
Good. I'll have to go around all these little towns, listen to the Sagerbunds, choirs, quartets.
You'll be here for meals, won't you?
Of course I will. It was in a town like that, Watson, I think it was called, where I discovered the St. Ignatius Boys Choir. They traveled all over the world, became famous, won the festival.
Oh yes, whatever became of them?
By the time their voices changed, they were all moved to America. Georg, who lives in that dilapidated castle down there? Rumpelstiltskin?
Baron Oberfeld, the oldest family in the valley.
I'd like to meet them. I'd like to meet all your friends. Georg, while I'm here, why don't you throw me a party? Nothing big, just something lavish.
I wouldn't know whom to invite. These days it's hard to tell who's a friend and who's an enemy.
Let's not make enemies. Let's make some friends.
I just don't know where the children could be.
You're not worried about them, are you?
They should have been here to greet you.
Oh, I'm sure it wasn't intentional. They haven't met me yet.
Well, I'll see if I can go find them.
Well,
Well, what?
have you made up Georg's mind? Do I hear wedding bells ringing?
Purely madly, but not necessarily for me.
What kind of talk is that?
Max, I'm terribly fond of Georg, and I won't have you toying with us.
But I'm a child. I love toys. Come on, tell Max every teensy-weensy personal, disgusting detail.
Well, let's just say I'm here more in approval. The captain is no ordinary man.
Of course not, he's rich.
When his wife died, she left him with a terrible heartache.
And when your husband died, he left you with a terrible fortune.
Oh, Max, you really are a beast.
You and Georg are like family to me. That's why I want you to get married. Keep all this wonderful money in the family.
Max.
It's simple. He's rich and you're rich. In all the famous love affairs, the lovers have to struggle. And Garrett rooms away upstairs, the lovers starve and snuggle. The famous for misfortune which they seem to have no fear of. But lovers who are very rich you very seldom hear of.
I'll sign of them anyway.
No little shack does he share with me. We do not flee from the mortgagee. Nary a care in the world has he.
How can love survive?
You're fond of bonds and you own a lot. I have a plane and a diesel yacht.
Plenty of nothing you haven't got.
How can love survive? No rides for us on the top of the bus in the face of the freezing breezes.
You'll reach your goals in your comfy old Rolls or in one of your Mercedeses.
Far, very far off the beam are we, quaint and bizarre as a team are we. 2 millionaires with a dream are we, we're keeping romance alive. 2 millionaires with a dream are we, we'll make our love survive. No little cold water flood have we, warmed by the glow of insolvency.
Up to your necks in security. How can love survive?
How can I show what I feel for
Take it.
I cannot go out and steal for him. I cannot die like Camille for him. How can love survive?
You millionaires with financial affairs are too busy for simple pleasure. For when you are poor, it is toujours l'amour. For the more all the poor have leisure.
Caught in our gold-plated chains are we, lost by our wealthy domains are we, trapped by our capital gains are we.
that's all we need. We'll make a love song.
What do you want?
Oh, Captain, I didn't see. Heil.
Who are you?
I have a telegram for Herr Detweiler.
I'm Herr Detweiler. You've delivered your telegram, now get out!
Georg, he's just a boy.
I'm an Austrian, I will not be hired.
Georg, why don't you look at things the way I do? What's going to happen is going to happen. Just don't let it happen to you.
Don't you ever say that again, Max.
You know I have no political convictions. Can I help it if other people have?
Oh, yes, you can help it. You must help it. Herr Detweiler, you have a telephone.
I'll take it.
Hello? You're far away. Where are you?
The world is quickly disappearing, I'm afraid.
But how can I get you back to the world that I'm in?
A female deer, pray with a drop of gold inside that curly apple.
This is Frau Schrader.
How do you do?
Get cleaned up, back into your uniforms, and report back here at once. Fräulein will stay here.
I think I better go see what Max is up to.
Where did you get these abominations? Out of a nightmare?
No, out of some curtains. The curtains that were in my room. There's still plenty of wear left in them.
Just a moment. Do you mean to say the people of the village have seen my children wearing old curtains?
Oh yes, they've become quite popular. Everyone smiles at them.
I don't wonder.
They say, there go Captain Von Trapp's children.
My children have always been a credit to my name.
But Captain, they weren't. They were just unhappy little marching machines.
I don't care to hear from you about my
Well,
children.
you've got to hear from someone. You're not home long
I said I
enough
don't
know
care to
that.
hear from you
I
about
know
my
you don't, but you've got to. Take Liesel. Liesel isn't a child anymore. And if you keep treating her as one, you'll have a mutiny on your hands. And Friedrich, he's shy. He's aloof. He needs you. He needs your confidence.
Don't tell me about my son.
Brigitte could tell you all about him. She could tell you a lot more if you got to know her. Because she notices things. And she always tells the truth. Especially if you don't want her to. And Kurt, he's sensitive. He's easily hurt. And you brush him aside, just as you do all the others. I haven't finished yet. Louisa, she just wants to have a good time. You just have to let her have a good time. And Marta, I'm not sure about yet, but someone's got to find out. And Gretel, little Gretel, she just wants to be loved. Please, Captain, love Gretel. Love all of them. They need you.
Stop! Report back to the Abbey as soon as you can.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said those things. Not in the way I've said them.
After you've gone, there'll be... What's that?
Singing.
Who's singing?
Your children.
My children sing.
I wanted them to sing for Frau Schrader when they met her.
He's here. Fill my heart with the sound of music. My heart wants to sing every song. Every song it hears. My heart wants to beat like the wings
handsome your children are.
Children, I'd like you to show Frau Schrader the garden.
Yes, show me the gardens. I'd love to see everything, and with you too. I don't know any of your names yet, but I'm sure I won't know them for a very long time.
My name is Marta.
It is not. I am Martha. She's Lisa.
Fräulein, I acted badly. I apologize.
I'm far too outspoken. It's one of my worst traits.
You were right. I didn't know my own children.
There's still time. They want so much to know you.
You brought music back into my house. I'd forgotten. How to laugh like a brook when it drips and falls over stones in its way. To sing through the night like a lark who is learning to pray. I go to the hills when my heart is lonely. I know I will hear what I've heard before. My heart will be blessed with the sound of music, and I'll see once more. Fräulein, I want you to stay. I ask you to stay.
If I can be of any help.
You have already. More than you know.
That's right, now you must do that to all the guests. Parchment, will you reach my bow? We've never had a party at our house before.
Oh yes, there used to be lots of parties here.
Friedrich and I used to sneak out and watch them from the top of the stairs.
I remember the music.
Once your father brought home a gypsy orchestra all the way from Budapest.
Oh yes, they wore red coats.
Now run along, children, and mind your manners.
I remember all the beautiful ladies and everyone laughing.
There was one lady, the most beautiful of all. I think she was here all the time.
Yes, Louisa.
Can we dance while the guests are dancing?
Oh yes, of course. Just remember what Fraulein Maria told us.
Yes.
I suppose you've seen the obvious display of the Austrian flag. You have German blood, haven't you?
I'm not a German, I'm an Austrian.
The Anschluss is coming, and I warned you and everyone like you. Baron, it's very nice to have you and the Baroness here again.
Frau Schrader's charming, Taylor.
I do hope she's not ill.
Oh no, just a headache. I'm on my way in to see her now.
Father, I don't think these people are having a very good time.
Half the people I invited aren't speaking to the other half.
Well, Father, maybe they're having a good time not speaking to each other. Oh, sir, Frau Schrader asked me to let you know that she'll be joining you in a few minutes.
Yes, thank you. Would you see if she'd like this glass of brandy?
Oh, Kurt, I haven't danced the later since I was a girl.
Oh, you remember. Show me.
I haven't danced since...
You said left hand behind the back.
Yes, that's right. But first, the boy and the girl meet.
Yes.
Then they go for a little stroll.
No, Kurt, let me show you. I don't know any rest. Well, Kurt, that's how it's done.
I guess I'm not very used to dancing.
Well, that was beautifully done. What a lovely couple you make.
Yes, I think it's time for the children to say goodnight.
Oh, yes. We'll be ready in a moment. We have something very special planned, don't we?
Yes. All that needless worry, Georg, and you thought you would find a friend at the party.
It's a bit chilly out, don't you think?
Oh no, I thought it was rather warm.
I knew it all along. Frau Schrader didn't have a headache. She just wanted to get out of the party.
You shouldn't say such things you don't know are true.
But I do know. I heard her say to Father she'd been dodging these people.
That doesn't mean she didn't have a headache. It's very important your children like Frau Schrader.
I like her all right. Why is it important?
Well, I think she's going to be your new mother.
Oh, Fraulein, Father's never going to marry her. Why? He couldn't.
Why couldn't he?
Because he's in love with you.
Now, Brigitte, that's just the sort
You
of
must
thing.
know that.
No, Brigitte.
Remember the other night when we were all sitting on the floor singing the Edelweiss song he taught us? After we finished, you laughed at him for forgetting the words. He didn't forget the words. He just stopped singing to look at you. And when he speaks to you, the way his voice sounds...
No, Brigitte.
And the way you looked at him just now when you were dancing, you're in love with him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the children of Captain Von Trapp wish to say goodnight to you.
There's a sad sort of clanging from the clock in the hall, and the bells in the steeple too. And up in the nursery an absurd little bird is popping out to say cuckoo, cuckoo. Regretfully they tell us, but firmly they compel us to say goodbye to you. So to go and leave this pretty sight.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu.
Adieu, adieu, to you and you and you.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen.
I'd like to stay and taste my first champagne. Yes?
No.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
I heave and heave a sigh and say goodbye, goodbye.
I'm glad to go. I cannot tell a lie. I float, I flee, 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 I fly. The sun has gone. Too bad, and so must I.
So long, farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, goodbye,
Young lady, please, I'd like to have a word with you.
Captain, you must be very proud of your children.
Yes, I am. Thank you, Baroness.
Is there a more beautiful expression of what is good in the regard to innocent voices of our children?
Oh, come now, Baroness. Will you have us believe that Austria holds the monopoly on virtue?
Herr Zeller, some prefer Austrian voices raised in song as opposed to ugly German threats.
Ostrich hides its head in the sand, and sometimes in the flag. Perhaps if someone would tell you that the Anschluss is coming, and it is coming, Captain, perhaps we could get further to you if we'd set our words to music.
If the Nazis do invade Austria, I have no doubt, Herr Zeller, that you will be the entire trumpet section.
Captain, flatter me.
Oh, how clumsy of me. I meant to accuse you.
Georg, you aren't going to let this young lady leave. She has to join the party.
No, really, I couldn't.
Georg, I insist. You will be my dinner guest. Franz, set another place next to me for Maria.
Whatever you say, Herr Detweiler.
Oh, it appears to be all arranged.
Well, it certainly does. I'm not suitably dressed.
You can change. We'll wait for you.
All right.
Fräulein, let me help you.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Baroness.
I'd be delighted, Maria.
I really don't have anything that would be appropriate.
Oh, what about that lovely little thing you wore the other evening, when the captain couldn't keep his eyes off you?
Couldn't keep his eyes off me?
Come, my dear, we are women. Let's not pretend we don't know when a man notices us.
The captain notices everyone and everything.
There's no need to feel defensive, Maria. You are quite attractive, you know. The captain would hardly be a man if he didn't notice you.
Baroness, I hope you're joking.
Not at all.
But I've never done a thing to.
You don't have to. There's nothing more irresistible to a man than a woman who's in love with him.
In love with him?
Of course. And what makes it so nice is he thinks he's in love with you.
But that's not true.
But surely you've noticed the way he looks at you, and the way you blushed in his arms when you danced with him earlier? Don't take it to heart. We're sure you'll get over it soon enough. Men do, you know.
Then I have to go. I can't stay here.
If you feel you must. Is there something I can help you with?
No, nothing. Yes, please. Don't tell the captain about this.
No, wouldn't dream of it. Goodbye, Maria. You make a very fine nun. Champagne, darling? I feel like celebrating.
You know something, don't you?
Perhaps.
Well, if you're so clever, tell me how we can get our little Fraulein to use her influence on Georg. I must have these children in the festival. It would do good for Austria.
Wouldn't harm you either.
Well, I thought of that.
Well, if it's a matter of influence you need, maybe the one you should be talking to is me.
Bless you, my daughter. Abbey.
Maria has asked to see you. I know it's taken her a long time.
I waited until she wanted to come to me.
It's strange. She's happy here, but she's unhappy too.
Why did they send her back? Do you know?
She doesn't speak. She hasn't spoken except in prayer.
I shall see her.
Maria!
Come sit down, Maria. This must have been a trying experience for you. Has it taught you anything?
I've learned I never want to leave these walls again.
Why did they send you back to us?
They didn't send me back. I left. I left without saying anything, without telling them goodbye.
What happened? Why did you do this?
I was frightened.
Frightened?
I was confused. I never felt that way before. And I knew that here that I would be away from it. That here I would be safe.
Our Abbey is not to be used as an escape. What is it you can't face?
I can't face him again.
Thank you, Sister Margareta. Maria, are you in love with Captain Von Trapp?
I don't know. I don't know.
Tell me about it, my child.
Gita said that I was, and that her father was in love with me too. And then there he was, and we were looking at each other, and I could barely breathe. And then I knew I couldn't stay.
But you do like him, Maria.
Oh, yes.
And did you let him see how you felt?
If I did, I didn't know that I did. That's what's been torturing me. I was there on God's errand. To have asked for his love would have been wrong. I don't know, Mother. But I do know this. I am ready at this very moment to take my vows of poverty, obedience.
Maria, the love of a man and woman is holy too. The first time we talked together, you told me that you remembered your father and mother before they died. Do you remember? Were they happy?
Oh, yes, Mother, they were very happy.
And you were born of their happiness, of their love. And you have a great capacity to love. But what you must find out is, how does God want you to spend your love?
I've pledged my life to God's service. I've pledged my life to God.
If you love this man, it does not mean you love God less. You must find out. You must go back.
Please, Mother, let me stay here.
These walls were not made to shut out problems. You have to face them. You have to find the life you were born to live.
How do I find it?
Look for it.
Every path you know, climb
sing seriously. Louisa, will you give us the key, please? That was nice. Very nice. Except it was no good. Think like you're in a crowded concert hall.
What concert hall do you at?
Well, not any concert hall in particular, but maybe Cultsburg Concert Hall, for example. Let's try it again. Gretel, why didn't you sing louder?
My finger hurts.
Now you can sing loud for Uncle Max. You can all sing loud, like you did the night of the party, with such spirit. Let's try one more time. They were trying to sing for me, the darlings, but they don't sing as well as they used to.
We need Fraulein Maria.
We do not need Fräulein Maria. You can sing just as well with me.
But Georg, I have experience with choir.
Max, please. Now what are we going to sing? Do, a dear, a female dear.
Fraulein Maria we started with.
You're not to mention Fräulein Maria.
Come on, Max. I feel like a brisk walk.
Yes, just what I need. Do you know if anyone's using the car?
Now what are we going to sing? Tricks? Any of your jokes on Fräulein Maria?
Only those she liked and laughed at.
You didn't put toads in her bed?
No bother.
Something must have happened to make her leave us so suddenly.
Isn't Fraulein Maria coming back?
No, darling, I don't think so.
But she was the best governess we've ever had.
You're not going to have another governess.
What?
You're going to have a new mother.
What? A new mother? Frost Raider?
It was all settled last night. I'm very happy. Well, it's time for the afternoon walk.
Well, I'm not happy.
When Fraulein Maria was upset, she used to sing that song, remember? All right, let's try it. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens,
Brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Why aren't I feeling better?
girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into spring. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Oh, children, I miss you so much. I need to talk to your father right away.
I'll find him.
I'll go with you.
How's your sore finger?
You remembered.
Lisa, are you all right?
Yes, Fraulein, I'm all right.
Any telegrams lately?
No, Fraulein. Now I'll be glad to go to boarding school.
Lisa, you can't use boarding school to escape your problems. You have to face them. Oh, I have so much to tell you.
We have a lot to tell you, too.
I'm sure you have a great deal to tell me.
I guess the most important thing is that Father's going to be married.
Married?
To Frau Schrader.
Are you sure?
Yes, he just told us. He told us himself.
Found him.
Father, please hear us!
Vita, boys. Maria will be in the nursery.
So you've come back?
Yes, Captain.
You left so sudden, without any explanation whatsoever.
It was very wrong of me. Forgive me.
Why did you do this to us? Tell me.
Please don't ask me. Anyway, the reason no longer exists.
Then you're back to stay.
Only until arrangements can be made for another governess.
Oh. The children missed you very much. I missed you. Everybody missed you. When you were gone, everything was wrong. Nothing was right.
But
We'll talk about it later. You go see the children now. Maria, a new dress.
we have an apostrophe.
I know I'm right, Max. We'll go ask him.
I'll take your word for it, Elsa.
Georg, settle this for Max, me, will you? How far down the mountain does your property go?
Do you see that stone wall down there? That's the property line.
You see?
I didn't argue with you about it.
I know. That makes me furious. I don't like to win without a fight.
Herr Detweiler, while you were gone, you had a long-distance call from Berlin.
Who could be calling me from Berlin?
They said you would know who it was.
Oh, thank you, Franz. What were we talking about again, Georg?
Max, you've been getting an awful lot of calls from Berlin lately.
You know I have no political convictions. Can I help it if other people have?
Let's not start that up again. The Germans have promised not to invade Austria. Max knows that.
Then why does he bother to answer those calls from Berlin?
Because if they break their promise, I want to have a few friends among them.
Naturally.
So you agree with him?
This is how I see it, Georg. There's a man on his deathbed. They're giving him his last rites. They ask him, do you denounce the devil and all his evils? And he says, I don't desire to make any enemies at this point.
Georg, if they were to invade us, would you defy them?
Yes.
But what would happen to you, to your property?
To your children?
To everyone close to you, to me, to Elsa.
But what will you do if they come?
What any sane person would do. Just sit back and watch it all blow over.
And you think it will?
I know one thing. Nothing you can do is going to make any difference.
Don't look so serious, darling. Take the world off your shoulders. Relax.
You dear, attractive, dewy-eyed idealist. Today you'll have to learn to be a realist.
You may be bent on doing deeds of daring do, but up against a shark, what can a herring do?
Be wise, compromise.
Compromise and be wise.
Let them think you're on their side, be non-committal.
I will not bow my head to the man I despise.
You won't have to bow your head, just do a little.
Why not learn to put your faith and your reliance on an obvious and simple fact of science? A crazy planet full of crazy people is somersaulting all around the sky, and every time it turns another somersault, another day goes by, and there's no way to stop it. No, there's no way to stop it. No, you can't stop it even if you try. So I'm not going to worry. No, I'm not going to worry every time I see another day go by.
While somersaulting at a cockeyed angle, we make a cockeyed circle round the sun. And when we circle back to where we started from, another year has run. And there's no way to stop it, no, there's no way to stop it if the earth wants to roll around the sun. You're a fool if you worry, you're a fool if you worry over anything but little number one.
That's you.
That's I.
And me, that all-absorbing character.
That fascinating creature.
That super special feature, me.
So every star and every whirling planet, and every constellation in the sky, all around the center of the universe, a lovely thing. problems by running away from them. And you can't outwit a lion
There, that Marlon?
by putting your head in the lion's mouth.
Your call from Berlin?
I'll take it later.
You might as well take it now, Max.
Go.
Georg, I feel I know what's going to happen here. Can't you see things my way?
Not if you're willing to see things their way.
Oh, Captain, I beg your pardon.
Maria! Georg, you didn't tell me Fraulein Maria was back. I'm delighted.
Thank you. Captain, the children would like to know if we could take a holiday from their lessons so that we can go on a picnic tomorrow.
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you. The children will be so happy. May I be permitted to wish you a happiness too, Baroness. I hear you're going to be married.
There's one thing you do better here. Your sunsets. They're gorgeous. And they make you much too quiet. You wouldn't believe the trouble I've had trying to find your wedding present. At first I thought a fountain pen, but you already have one of those. And then I thought a villa in the south of France, but they're so hard to gift wrap.
Elsa.
And where to go on our honeymoon. Now that's the real question. At first I thought a trip around the world, but then I said to myself, Elsa, there must be somewhere better to go. Don't worry.
Elsa.
Yes, Georg?
It's no use, you and I. I'm being dishonest to the both of us and utterly unfair to you.
No, don't. I've been thinking of other things too. Fond of you, so I am. You're really just not the man for me. You're much too independent. I need someone who needs me desperately, or at least needs my money desperately. I've enjoyed every moment that we've had together, and for that I thank you. Now, if you'll forgive me, I'll go inside, pack my little bags, and head on back to Vienna where I belong. And somewhere out there is a young woman who I think will never be a nun. Auf Wiedersehen, darling.
Hello.
Is there something you wanted?
Yes, well, two things actually. What was it that made you run away to the Abbey, and what was it that made you come back?
Well, I had an obligation to fill, and I came back to fill it.
Is that all?
And I missed the children.
Just the children?
No. Yes? Isn't it right that I should miss them?
Well, yes, but I was only wondering if perhaps...
Yes?
Well, when you were gone, everything was wrong. And if you leave, everything will be wrong again. I was only wondering if you might change your mind.
Well, I'm sure the Baroness will make everything fine for you.
There's not going to be any Baroness.
There isn't?
No.
I don't understand.
We've called off our engagement.
I'm sorry.
Yes. You are?
Yes. You did? Why?
Well, you can't marry someone when you're in love with someone else, can you?
Reverend Mother says when the Lord closes a door, somewhere he opens a window.
What else does the Reverend Mother say?
That you have to look for your life.
Is that why you came back? And had fun?
I think so. I know I have.
I love you.
Can this be happening?
Perhaps I had a wicked childhood. Perhaps I had a miserable youth. But somewhere in my wicked, miserable past, there must have been a moment of truth.
to go to ask permission to marry you?
Well, why don't we ask the children?
Children, look here. The Karlsberg Festival, 1938. And here are all your names under the Von Trapp family singers. Liesel, Friedrich, Louisa, Kurt, Brigitte, Marta, and Gretel.
Why am I always last?
Because you're the youngest.
Now, Liesel, I'm depending on you. You have to have all the children ready at 11 o'clock. That's when the bus comes to pick you up for the festival.
Gatlighter, can you help me, please? The Gatlighter's here. He wants to know why we aren't flying the new flag. I tried to explain, but...
Keep quiet. When is Captain Von Trapp returning?
Who knows? When a man is on his honeymoon.
This is no time for joking. It's been 4 days since the Anschluss. This is the only house in the Providence not flying the flag.
You mean the flag with the black spider?
Brigitte.
You allow such remarks? Who are you?
I am the first secretary of the Ministry of Education and Culture.
That was in the old regime.
In the old regime, I was the third secretary. Now I'm the first.
Good. Then you will have them fly the flag.
Captain Von Trapp. I can only take my orders from Captain Von Trapp.
You will take your orders from us, and so will the captain. Hi.
Hi.
Why was he so cross?
Everybody's cross these days.
Is Father going to be in trouble?
He doesn't have to be. The thing to do these days is to get along with everyone. Now make sure that all the children are ready at 11 o'clock.
Uncle Max, are you sure this is going to be all right with Father?
He'll be pleased and proud.
Liesel, do you think so?
Brigitte, don't you trust me? No. Well, anyway, the bus leaves at 11 o'clock.
Children, do you see what I have here?
That's Father's luggage.
Yes, the back.
Liesel, don't go telling him anything yet. I'll have so much to tell us first.
Maria!
Father.
Father!
Max!
Gail, we weren't expecting you for another week.
Max, it's good you're here. There's much I want to know.
Oh, children, we miss you so much.
What did you miss the most?
We miss all the noise you make in the morning.
We missed the way you tell each other to be quiet. We missed climbing up the stairs to say goodnight to you.
We missed hearing you sing.
You came back just in time to hear us sing. Look, Father, we're singing the Karlsberg Festival Friday night.
Max, are you responsible for this?
No, I was just getting ready to talk to you about
You can't
this.
talk your way out of this one, Max. Children, there's presents inside.
Gail, I was lucky to be able to enter the festival at all. 7 children in one family.
Not
Even
my
children-
family.
The board saw them. They were delighted.
Really, Max? What did they say?
You never heard such praise, Maria.
Gail, did you hear?
The Von Trapp family does not sing in public.
But if it makes people happy.
And for the festival, people come from all over the world.
It is out of the question.
Gail, it's for Austria.
There is no Austria.
The Anschluss happened peacefully. Can't we at least be grateful for that?
Grateful? To these swine?
You have to reason with him. I admire the way he feels. But he has to compromise.
No, Max, no.
Maria, you must.
Max, I can't ask Gail to be less than what he is.
Then I'll have to reason with him myself. I have to have the children in the festival. If not, it'll be a bad reflection on Austria. And it wouldn't do me any good either.
Mother, I like how that sounds. I always knew you loved us children, and now I know you love Father too.
Oh, I do, Liesel. I love him very much.
But how do you know?
Well, I don't think of myself first anymore. I think of him. I now know how to spend my love. A bell is no bell till you ring it. A song is no song till you sing it. And love in your life wasn't words there to say. Love isn't love till you give it away. When
To the hands of Captain Von Trapp.
Heil.
Heil!
No, even Franz.
Yes, even Franz. Even me. Even everyone in Nonnberg except the great Captain Von Trapp. If he knows what's good for him, he'll come over to the right side.
Rolf, don't talk like that.
And if he doesn't, he'd better get out of the country. There are things that happen today to a man like that. He'd better get out quick. Cry all you want, but remember what I said before it's too late. And you remember, too.
Lisa, don't cry.
How could he turn on Father that way?
Maybe he wasn't threatening your father. Maybe he was warning him.
Lisa?
What is it, Georg?
Berlin. I've been offered a commission in their Navy. I've been requested to report to the naval base at Bremerhaven tomorrow morning.
I knew this would happen, but I didn't think it'd be so soon.
To refuse them would be fatal for all of us. And to join them would be unthinkable. We'll have to get out of Austria.
You'll have to leave. Tonight. Now.
Not without my family. And we can't just pick up and leave. They'll be watching us now. We need to plan. We need time.
Captain, Admiral von Schreiber of the Imperial Navy of the Third Reich is here to see you.
Thank you, Franz. They didn't give us time.
Then we'll make time.
I'll bring him in. You must be careful.
Maria, what's happening? There are soldiers. This is what I was afraid of.
Max, stay with Georg. I need the children. Quickly.
Right this way, Admiral. We can talk out here. Admiral von Schreiber, may I introduce Herr Detweiler? Max, I believe you and Herr Zeller have already met. Would you gentlemen care to sit down?
We are here on business.
Captain Von Trapp, the telegram was sent to you 3 days ago.
I've just received it. I've been away.
The captain just returned from his honeymoon, sir.
Congratulations, Captain.
Thank you, sir.
Your record in the war is very well remembered by us, Captain.
It's very good to hear you say that, sir.
Let's get to the point.
You don't mind. In our Navy, we hold you in very high regard. That explains why I am here. Having heard no answer to the telegram, the High Command has sent me in person.
I'm very flattered, Admiral, but
I am here to present you with your commission.
I'm conscious of the honors.
And your orders are to report immediately to the naval base in Bremerhaven.
Immediately? Well, I'm afraid that'd be impossible for you, Georg.
Admiral, may I introduce my wife, the Baroness von Trapp.
Madam?
What I mean to say is that we're singing the festival Friday night. You see? Von Trapp Family Singers, here in the program.
It's been approved by the Ministry of Education and Culture, sir.
Friday night? This is Wednesday. That's only a matter of 2 days. It might be possible. You can report to Bremerhaven by Monday.
Admiral.
Is there a telephone I could use?
Right this way, Admiral. Maybe if there's any trouble with the situation, the weight of my voice could help.
It only gives here the names of the children.
It says the Von Trapp family singers, and I'm head of the Von Trapp family.
It's interesting, Captain. You singing in the concert.
Herr Zeller, you may believe what you choose.
It doesn't say here what you're going to sing. What are you going to sing?
It's your privilege to come to the concert and hear us.
I want to hear you sing now. Go on. Sing what you're going to sing at the concert. Sing.
High on a hill was a lonely goatherd, lay, yodelay, hee-ho. Loud was the voice of the lonely goatherd, lay, yodeloo. Folks in a town that was quite remote heard, lay, hee-ho.
Lusty and clear from the goatherd's throat heard, lay, yodeloo.
Prince on the bridge of a castle motor, lay, hee-hoo. Men on the road with the road to Joter, lay, men in the midst of a table doter, lay, hee-hoo. Men drinking beer with the foam of roter, lay, oh, oh, lay, oh, oh, lay, oh, oh, lay. One little girl in a pale pink cutter, lay, she ever went to the lonely gutter, singing along with the gleaming butter, lay, what a duet for a girl and goatherd, lay, oh, oh, lay, oh, oh, lay, oh, oh, lay, happy old lady, oh, lady, oh, soon their wife will become one trio,
My fellow Austrians, I shall not be seeing you again, perhaps for a very long time. I would like to sing for you now a love song. I know that you share this love.
Every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright. You look happy to meet me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow. And grow forever. Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever.
money I could have made with you. Ladies and gentlemen, our festival concert has come to its conclusion. Except, of course, we don't know what the conclusion is going to be. So, while our judges are putting together their heads to make their final decision, I think we should have an encore. I've just been informed that Captain Von Trapp, after this concert, is to take up his new command in the naval forces of the Third Reich. As of now, there is a guard of honor waiting to escort him to the naval base in Bremerhaven. Ladies and gentlemen, the family Von Trapp again.
There's a sad sort of clanging from the clock in the hall, and the bells in the steeple too. And up in the nursery an absurd little bird is popping out to say cuckoo, cuckoo,
We gradually became much family they compelled us to sing to you.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. We hate to go and miss this pretty sight. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, 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 to you and you and you. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. We flit, we float, we flee, we fly. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. The sun has gone, too bad, and so must I. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have here the decisions of our distinguished judges. We will start with the third award. This award goes to the trio of the Sagerbund of Herr Wagen. Our second award goes to the first soloist at the St. Agnes Choir, Fraulein Schweizer. And our first award, the highest honor in the Ostmark, goes to the family Von Trapp. The family Von Trapp. All right.
Steingarten, all headquarters.
gone now.
How many of them are there?
I counted 8 soldiers and an officer.
Sister Margaretta, we never knew we'd put the Abbey in this danger.
This is outrageous. The church has always been safe.
Not with these people. This is the 3rd time they've searched the Abbey.
Look, there!
That's why we put you out here in the garden. We search the inside, never the outside.
Isn't this God's house?
Yes, ma'am.
You must all be very, very quiet. I'll let you know when they've gone.
After they've gone, can we go home?
No, darling, they have a long drive ahead of us.
Lisa, let's all stay together.
Lieutenant! Rolf, don't move. Don't!
Rolf, please. Please.
No one out there, sir?
They're gone.
Mother Agnes, we're sorry to have brought this upon you.
Reverend Mother, we can never thank you.
We have to get started right away. We hit our car deep in the woods.
A car will do you no good. They've left a soldier on the road in front of the gate.
I've been listening to the wireless. The roads are closed. Border's been blocked.
I've always thought these mountains as our friends, standing over us and protecting us. Now they seem to become my enemies.
Never your enemies. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help.
Georg, I know those mountains as well as I know this garden. And so do you. And once we're over them, we're in Switzerland.
But the children.
We can help them.
Father, we can do it without help.
You'll have help. For ye shall go out with joy, and be led forth with peace. The mountains and hills shall break forth before you into singing.